Welcome back. I'm Richard Hosnell, and I'm your host of the Wisdom Inspired Life podcast and this YouTube channel. Great to have you back here. Thank you. Well, this is a part of an extended series that I'm calling the Advanced Wisdom Series. If you're familiar with the topics that I've had so far on the channel, I've shared nuggets and perspectives on wisdom from a wide variety of sources, all the way from His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Gandhi, Lady Gaga, authors, actors, all that sort of stuff. And it's been very helpful. But at the end of the day, those that have achieved the highest level of spiritual advancement have the highest level of wisdom to share with us. So this series shares wisdom only from God-realized, enlightened teachers. And for this particular episode, I'll be sharing with you insights from Paramahansa Yogananda, founder of the Self-Realization Fellowship. He passed in 1952. His autobiography of a yogi book is one of the best-selling spiritual books over the last few decades. In fact, it's often ranked as number 1 or number 2 in any year on Amazon. In this particular episode, I'll be sharing with you insights from his book, The Second Coming of Christ, The Resurrection of Christ Within You, which, as I've shared before, for me, the Christian Bible for a long time was largely a mystery. It was difficult to read. It was difficult to get the insights and understandings from it. And when I read this particular book by Yogananda, all of a sudden the Christian Bible became this great source of insight and understanding and wisdom presented in a very clear, straightforward sort of way that is Yogananda's way. So with that said, just remember, I'm just sharing with you small excerpts here from this particular book. If you're interested by the samples that I share with you, I strongly urge you to get the book either from the Self-Realization Fellowship or Amazon in hard copy, paperback, or Kindle. Okay? And today we're talking about Jesus and miracles. He did perform miracles, but what are they all about and why? Okay? Quoting, "If a man does not take a hint from the evidence that every so-called natural manifestation is itself a miracle expressing God's immanence, he's unlikely to get any other signs that he can better appreciate." In other words, if you don't appreciate this big miracle, how are you going to appreciate the little ones? It's easy to believe that when the senses are presented with comprehensible spiritual phenomena, no efforts to bring out the faith latent in the soul are then necessary. So these little small water into wine sort of things, that's a miracle. This big picture thing, not so sure I've got the faith in that. Okay. Continuing, "One who truly desires God has no inclination towards powers and miracles." I'm not interested in miracles. Don't need it. It's the Lord's nature to reveal himself silently and subtly, only rarely openly, unto devotees who crave naught else more than the Creator. I don't need the miracles. At the proper time, before people who have the possibility of spiritual awakening, he permits his saints, he, being God, permits his saints to exhibit the extraordinary, but never to satisfy idle curiosity. God is not trying to get a job in Vegas as a magician. Okay? Next, thought is human consciousness in vibration. Earlier episodes have talked about every quantum physicist on planet Earth will tell you there is nothing solid in this universe, absolutely nothing. Everything is electromagnetic waves of energy frozen into the particular shapes that are here. Okay? So human consciousness is also vibration. Human consciousness is delimited God consciousness in vibration. In the process of thought, man's consciousness vibrates. Thoughts have energy. Thoughts vibrate in energy. All you have to do is think about a thought that's about fear and one that's about love. Energy is very different, isn't it? One whose consciousness vibrates under the control of Maya or delusion, the cosmic hypnotist, remains fixated upon finitude. Through psychophysical techniques of yoga, one can regain mastery of his or her mind, stilling the restlessness through vibrations of human consciousness and entering the ecstasy of God consciousness. Okay. Another one here. By spiritual development, one rises to a state wherein the fixed consciousness generated from contact with matter vanishes. Finite objects are seen as naught but imprisoned consciousness, and the formerly rigid differentiations of matter are experienced as relativities of thought, all interrelated in the preeminent unifying divine intelligence from which they flow. In his oneness with the imperial Christ intelligence, Jesus had wakened from the grand Maic dream, the delusional dream. He had transcended the fixed consciousness under the control of the cosmic hypnotist. Thus, he could, at will, convert the materialized thoughts of stones into bread and those of water into wine. Okay, there's a lot here, and if you want to know more, this chapter on Jesus' miracles is in the second coming of Christ consciousness. So strongly urge you, if you're intrigued by this, there's a lot more that you can learn from it. As always, if you'd like to learn more, you can go to mywisdominspiredlife.com. You can listen to the Wisdom Inspired Life podcast, hundreds of episodes, new ones released every Saturday and Sunday. Okay. As you know, I'm on a journey, and I really appreciate you being with me today on this part of the journey. And I look forward to continuing the journey with you.